We have an internal philosophy that is called Think Blue. That is environmental protection. Our problem was, or our PR and marketing problem was, that a lot of times green is associated with tree huggers and pretty basic environmental protection, while we want to show that we do environmental protections by high tech, a good mentality and a good will, but also a lot of investment. So we have Think Blue initiative. All our environmental sound cars in Europe are blue motion models. For example, we will launch our new Golf. This is the volume model in February with a version of a TDI engine that has a mileage of 61 miles per gallon as a normal car. So this is for the cars. This is motion, and we also have factory, and this is for plants. So here we have just a short overview about our most effective environmental measurements. I don't want to go into detail now, but just want to make you aware that we pay a lot of attention to environmental protection because we think in the long term it pays really off, and in the short term at least it saves you energy and gives you also an image of producing clean cars in a clean factory. We have the one and only LEED certified, platinum certified plant in the world. And we received this by the US Green Buildings Council in December last year. That was very important for us because we designed the plant right from the beginning to have the first LEED Platinum certification. At the moment, we are working on Tennessee's biggest solar park. So by December, we will switch on or power up the solar park. The solar park, if you look in the corner and down here, is almost as big as the plant itself. It's more than 30 acres. It will contribute about 12.5% of all the energy we need for the car production. One of the conditions for us receiving the incentives we received was that we will employ 2,000 people. So we had in 2009 we had to offer 1,200 jobs, and for this 1,200 jobs we received 35,000 applications. Meanwhile, we have received more than 100,000 applications, and we really were in the situation to choose the best. So the normal assessment rate or the success rate at assessment centers at the moment for production team members is at about 8%. That means 92% don't make it. So we still have the potential to really choose among the best. And our team is really good and motivated because we achieved every ambitious goal. And here you see we also already, as we noticed that the car has a big market success, we started ramping up. And at the moment we are at 3,350 employees at the plant directly, plus the supplier park, plus the suppliers that are located in the area. So more than 5,000 jobs have been created since we came there in 2008. So we are pretty proud of that. But we still, this is the program that everybody has to go through. Common Core means just 1 week learning what Volkswagen is. A lot of our employees don't know what Volkswagen is and who we are, and they also don't know our products. So one of the day is just driving on a racetrack with Volkswagens to see how the cars are behaving. And then we have a production system, that's more or less explanation. Fundamental skills is really hands-on working, how to help the tools, how to use them, what is safety. And then we go into the professional rooms in the production and then on the line. All in all, it takes about 6 weeks until a pure person that has been hired for production is employed at the assembly line. Our challenge at the moment is to create a company culture. So we have, when we came as an international team here to Chattanooga to put up the plant, we had 200 expats coming from 35 different nations. And the Americans who were coming, they came from a lot of different companies, some in the automotive industry, some not. And to form a team spirit out of this diverse workforce, that is our main challenge. And then we have two other topics. One is Think Blue. That is, at a special point, you are at the limits with your technological capabilities. And then it's the people. Do they switch off the light? Do they turn off the water? Do they shut down their computer? So it's really behavior, everyday behavior. And this is what we try to create with our Think Blue culture, that people are really aware of what they are doing and when they are behaving in a way that it affects the environment. And then passion for detail. This is our slogan for creating quality. So as there is a lot of potential for creating better quality and the customer really honors quality, we try to build it on right from the beginning. And this is not a matter of measuring, of precise robots. This is a matter of people. And this is the third focus area we are focusing on in our internal communication. And this is what we have just begun, and we are quite aware that this will last some years. Well, if you really, first, we have two official company languages, German and English. That's the theory. The practice is that a lot of even our managers barely speak English, or they don't like to because they are feeling insecure. So it's always good to know German when you try to pursue a career. When you are really going into communication, you should at least have a basic understanding. We have now courses in Chattanooga because all our employees ask us, we do not understand everything, especially when they are getting excited and they are talking about very important things. They often switch to German. We want to understand that. And so it makes sense to have another language. Even in theory, you don't have to. And it's always good to have a basic understanding of the language to the country you're coming to. I was some time in Spain. That was quite interesting, especially just from a German perspective. We tried to speak Spanish, we Germans. And then when it got a little bit more excited, we switched to English. And when it was really hot, then we all switched to German. So, and that makes you just to understand better. In Chattanooga, we have German courses. Now, the first Americans who never spoke English, who never spoke German before, after 1.5 years, some of them have real working contracts in Germany. So they went over there, and they are now integrated people in their teams. They are not belonging to Chattanooga anymore. They are now in the internet, or they have German contracts, and those are, at least what I think, usually better than Americans, because you have much more social benefits, and you have written contracts, what you usually don't have in the US. I was completely shocked. That was fun for me when my team guy asked me, how much vacation do I have? And said, well, look in your contract. I said, I don't have a contract. I said, what? And went to our HR, and what's that, and what's going on? I said, no, we don't have a contract here. That's normal. So in Germany, you have contracts. You have also more vacation than you have here. So it's and you are quite good paid. And you pay taxes, a lot of taxes. 40 to 50%, just to let you know. It makes more sense if you really want to pursue a career in one of the companies. It's good to learn the language. I heard also from our colleagues that we hired from Japanese manufacturers that also they had Japanese courses and they were in Japan. So it makes sense. And it gives you sometimes a better understanding. And you put aside the working environment. It sometimes gives you a better understanding when you hear the news, because when you speak a language, you better realize the kind of things that are soft, that are emotions, that are culture, that are history, that are tradition. That's easier than to understand things and sometimes it makes you also a little bit more tolerant.